The incredible thing is that Vivint now connects you to everything in your life, from doorbells, door locks, cameras, lighting, thermostats, garage doors, data storage, and a whole lot more, all from your smartphone.
vidiq.com.
Magic Links provides tools for social commerce. So anyone on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter who has a channel can use Magic Links to earn extra income for their channel.
Are you ready?
So my mantra for today is don't pass out and be appropriate. I had to stand in front of the mirror and I'm like, don't pass out, be appropriate. Don't pass out, be appropriate. So, but Gary said the F word multiple times, so I told him, I was like, thank you, I feel like I can be appropriate now. And that like, no matter what I say, like, it'll be cool. I'll just say, oh no, it went off. Okay. Okay, I must have pushed a button. He talked a little bit about how I got started, and this is gonna weave into what I'm gonna teach you today. I have a lot more information than 45 minutes allows me to give you, so I'm just gonna go through it all. If we happen to have time for questions at the end, I will take them. If not, find me. I could talk about Facebook all day. I'll be a lot less awkward if you talk to me about Facebook than if you like just ask me about my life. I'm a little bit awkward. How I ended up getting started, I've been a blogger. Yes, people still do blog. I'm pretty successful at it. Jared, thank you. Jared asked, do people still blog? Yes. Sure, it was a joke, but actually people, no, like bloggers still exist. And I come from the blogging realm. When I decided to make it a business and monetize it, my husband wisely said, do video. Video is the future. And I was like, okay. And so I put out a lot of really crappy videos to start with, and I learned a lot along the way. And those videos are nowhere to be found on the interwebs anymore because they were that bad. Even though I was on YouTube like years ago, they still didn't watch it. That's how bad it was. But I kind of like had my blog was okay. I wasn't a big blogger. I wasn't like the tiniest. It was just kind of okay, and it wasn't making me a full-time income. Well, I mean, it did, but like a teacher's salary in Utah, which is really low. And like I felt like there was something more, and I didn't know what it was that I was missing. Well, I'm a food blogger, and in my world, there's a little company called Tasty that's owned by BuzzFeed, who came along onto the scene 2 years ago. And they started, and they've self-admitted this isn't like newscast stories of them. They're like, this is how we source our content, and it shows them scrolling through Pinterest, finding our content, bloggers' content, and they just go, this is all the stuff that's popular. I'm gonna take it and copy and paste it onto my website and make a video out of it. And they have built an empire. They're one of the largest pages on Facebook. They have more followers than Justin Bieber by 10 million. More than the Biebs. And so they came on the scene, made bloggers real mad, especially food bloggers who were just really mad about this and upset. So I approached some friends who had pretty decent followings, and I said, hey, can I try an experiment? Can I make a video for your page and like, let's see what happens? And it was this roaring success, and I ended up making videos for 82 different food pages. And that's how I've got my 2 billion views. And it was great. It was this great success, learned a lot along the way. But along the way, I started analyzing because I had access to all these different pages, and what they were doing and what worked and didn't work, and they were pretty free with sharing the analytics with me. I was able to create a million different spreadsheets and do actual, like, real statistical analysis on them to learn what worked and what didn't work. And I learned a lot along the way, and I was like, okay, it's time to do this for myself. I have a piece of content that I know will be great, but it was seasonal. It was for homemade dinner rolls. Nobody's gonna make those in the summer. I realized this last summer though when I filmed the video, and then I just held on to the piece of content until I think it was October 22nd of last year, I posted it. Now, I'm gonna show you my growth from last year, 2016. If you can see, I started the year with 12,000 followers in January, and I worked my butt off to make it to 52,000 followers by doing all the right things that people told me to do. And then you can see the day that I launched my homemade roll video. And that big jump at the end came from 3 different videos. That's it. That's what grew me to, well, that was last year that I ended the year. My goal was to get 100,000 followers by the end of the year. And like, I had friends who laughed out loud at that, and they're like, good luck, we're still friends, right? But like, that's not gonna happen. But it did. And if we look at, you can see that the bottom blue line is my growth last year, and that continues it on from this year. This year, I stopped early on in the year focusing on creating viral content and instead focused on click-throughs. And I'm gonna actually talk a little bit more about that in this presentations, but so remember this, because I'm gonna refer back to it. First, I'm gonna talk about how you make money with Facebook, because a lot of you, some of this will be beginner stuff, some of it will be more advanced, so hopefully you find comfort, and if you're like an advanced person, just kind of ignore the beginner stuff, and if you're a beginner person, just pretend like you understand the advanced stuff and it's all good. Maybe it'll make sense later. But this is how you make money off of Facebook. Not through ads. Currently, very few pages are allowed to run ads. I am only allowed to run ads on live content, and I still haven't done it. I never anticipate that ads will be a significant source of revenue for me when Facebook rolls out ads. Now, I've had this in my presentation, though they are coming soon. That part has been in my presentation for over a year. They're coming soon. That's what everyone said. They're coming soon. They're coming soon, guys. They're coming soon. So whenever that happens, good luck. What Facebook is good at is it's a traffic driver. So you need to have a landing page for where it goes to. That landing page cannot be YouTube. Facebook has a vendetta against YouTube. If you put a YouTube link on Facebook, it will be crushed by the algorithm. I have tested it out, and it gets 1% of my normal reach. It's not good. Not good. It's a waste of time. And then the subsequent 20 posts all got less than my normal reach. Because it's like Facebook, I say it's like dealing with a 16-year-old girl. And like, she's jealous because that's who she wants to be her boyfriend, and like YouTube is like, no, sorry. And she like, you're gonna post something from him? Well, I'm gonna hurt you now and your 20 friends for the next year. So don't do it. Like, it just doesn't work out well. So what you need is a website that you can land to that's not YouTube. So for me, I run a website with quality ads. And I talk about quality ads because AdSense is not quality ads. That's not what I'm talking about. Now, I know in the YouTube world, like, you don't really have a choice. You run AdSense on YouTube. There are a lot higher paying ads out there for you. In the Google Ad Exchange, you need somebody to represent you in the market. You can represent yourself. It's just a ton of work. And you really need to learn what you're doing. On my website last month, my RPM, what I saw, this is after my ad network took their cut, I saw $18.63 per 1,000 views on my website. I get about 2 million website views a month, and so you can do the math on that. That's a good chunk of change. So having a website with quality ads, if you are a creator that creates free content like recipes, or you're a vlogger or something like that, having a website with quality ads is a really great way to make money. If you are involved in affiliate sales, we have Zaycon Fresh, who's out there, who has an affiliate program. There are lots of affiliate programs out there. Amazon is the most common affiliate program. I'm sure you've all seen those videos on Facebook where there's a cool little product being featured. Business Insider likes to make these videos. And you're like, oh my gosh, like there was one, okay, confession time. It was like this, it's like a slap bracelet, but it's for your hair, and you put your hair in it and like slap it and it rolls up into a bun. I was sold. I clicked on that affiliate link and I was like, I may be able to do my hair in a bun someday. That looks so easy, and I bought it. Like, that's great affiliate marketing on Facebook. It doesn't have to go to your website. It went to Amazon's website. Suckers like me will click on that, buy it, and then whatever else is in my cart, and since there's always something in my cart, then you get a percentage of that sale too. It's a really great way to run things, and people make a ton of money off of those kind of videos. It doesn't even have to be your product. It doesn't even have to be something you're associated with. You can make a lot of money with affiliate sales. If you have your own product sales are a great way to make money. So if you have a product landing page that you can drive them to, that's also a great thing. Also Facebook, this is my favorite way to make money off of Facebook because it's not the most lucrative for me. However, sponsored work can be very lucrative. And having, Social Blue Book, one of our sponsors here today, Go Social Blue Book, they tell me that I can charge $5,000 just to share something on my page. And I could do that. I've done that. Sometimes I feel icky about it, like, oh shoot, maybe I shouldn't have done that one. Like maybe that wasn't the right fit for my brand. But sponsors are more than willing to pay content for you. What I like to do, instead of having those don't feel right with what I do. I create a whole package that offers my YouTube channel and my blog and my Facebook page, and work together to create offerings for sponsor work, and that's my favorite way. But there's definitely ways to do that with Facebook. The other is paid content. This is a whole different realm. I've had a lot of offers to do this. If you grow your page big enough, people will pay you to put their content on there and drive traffic to their website, and then they'll pay you like $10 per 1,000 clicks just for sharing their stuff. So if you've ever seen a page, a large page, share things from like Scary Mommy, they were actually probably paid to do that, and they receive a portion of the CPMs on that website. I know people who make $30,000 to $40,000 a month doing that, a month. So that's kind of a lot. But those are the ways to make money on Facebook. So think about that as we're talking about how to build a following now, because you need a following in order to make the money. Content is king. And if you were at this conference, you probably already produce pretty good content. When it comes to Facebook, the platform is a little bit different. What works on YouTube does not work on Facebook. On Facebook, it's very hyper niche. And you really need to come up with what is your niche. For me, that is food. Luckily, everyone in the world eats, and if you don't eat, you die, so then you're not a non-issue. You're a non-issue anymore to me. You're not a potential fan because you're dead because you didn't eat. But what is your niche? If you're a vlogger, there is definitely places on Facebook for vloggers. But what are you going to offer? And more importantly, what is your target avatar? Like, we actually come up with names for our people, our avatars of who I'm targeting. I am targeting Olga. I don't know why, I just like that name. And Olga is kind of lonely. She's a woman aged 25 to 45, because advertisers pay the most for that niche, so that's the niche I like to be in. Olga is a little bit lonely, so she likes to have the friendship that Facebook offers in the community, feel like I'm there for her and I'm her BFF, or at least like she feels cool that she knows me. Olga also wants to eat healthy, but also is kind of a fatty. She really enjoys a piece of chocolate cake, and you know what? Olga gets me, and I get Olga. So who is your target avatar? My husband is going to, when I give him more free time, he is working on a biking, cycling, mountain biking enthusiast thing. His target avatar is completely different, because let me tell you, Olga doesn't cycle, because then you can't eat as much chocolate cake. And I know Olga, because I'm not going to cycle either. But so his avatar is going to look different. Your avatar is going to look different too. But you really need to think about who that person is and target them. You can be a man targeting women. That sounds like it's illegal, but that's totally cool on Facebook. And you can be a woman targeting a man's world. I have a friend who's done really successful things based on like cars. It's like a manly world, but she does really well targeting female car enthusiasts and male car enthusiasts too. So think about who your person are and who your person is that you're targeting, and train all of your content that you create and the content you share, because you're going to have to share other people's content. That's how Facebook works. And target to that person. So I'm always targeting to Olga. You may have 2 or 3 different people that you target to, because really I have like Kate, who's really just like a young stay-at-home mom, wants to cook good things for her family, and she's like 25 to 30. And she's also a little lonely, because being a stay-at-home mom is like the most boring job in the world. Been there, didn't like it. But you also need to think about, what do you want to train your audience to do? I want to train my audience to click. Click, 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 click. That's what I want you to do. I also want you to share, 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 share. Share and click, share and click, share and click. And so everything that I share has a link, and I want you to click on the link. And if I keep doing that, then they catch on, and they share, and they click, and I make money. So if you want them to be always buying from Amazon, then feel free to share as much affiliate links as you want, because you're targeting them to buy products. But think about what you're wanting to train your audience to do. Here's the great thing about Facebook. You don't have to create your own content, because you can hit that share button from other pages. So if you need to test out what your niche is or what's going to work with your niche, just share other people's content. Do not steal it and upload it, because you're going to be a horrible person, and that will come back to bite you. But hitting the share button, it helps their page, it helps you have access to figure out what your followers want. It's genius. Share as much stuff as you want to figure out what they like. If you want to share a whole bunch of funny cat memes, because you want to train your people to like cat stuff while you get your kitten to do the right thing, I don't know. Do that. You just use other people's content appropriately and legally, and it's a good thing. It's a win-win for everyone.
How would you do that?
Hit the share button.
And then add a link?
To what? No, to leave their link in there.
Oh,
Don't be a jerk face. The product sells with affiliates. You can put your own link in, because you'll never be able to strip out their link, but it's kind of like, I don't know, it's a little bit of a gray area. But I know as a content creator that if I'm going to create an affiliate product link, all my friends are going to share it with their own link in it, but I'm cool with that, because I knew that was going to happen. And it still shares mine, and they can never remove my link from the original post. Okay, I'm going to talk about the shrimp principle, because there's only 2 things I really want you to take away from this presentation, and one of them is the shrimp principle. Like, if you're going to walk away with 2 things, like from this presentation, walk away with 2 things, and this one is one of them. Because the shrimp principle is what I call it, and it's kind of a joke, but whatever, is what made the difference for me. Because I struggled along as a creator, like I was okay for a long time. And then you guys saw my chart. See, I told you to remember the chart. The shrimp principle is what made me go from here to here. The shrimp principle is this. I had a friend, a client, my original client, my favorite client, because she was the first person to give me a chance, who made all these shrimp recipes. If you Google shrimp recipes, man, she comes up like #1. And like, she makes a lot of money off of shrimp recipes. She hates shrimp. She doesn't eat shrimp. She doesn't even like cooking it. Hates it. But what she realized, and she is phenomenally successful, I wish to be her. I won't name her because it'll embarrass her. But I want to be her, but she understood something that I had a really hard time understanding, and that's that you're not out there to create what you like. You're out there to create what your audience is like. And there are so many people who hold on to it being like, so I always talk about food because like food controls my life. Sean Duras was like, just say, oh, is there food around here? Oh my gosh, I have said that to many people here, but I was literally in search of food. So I really am always looking for the food. So clearly the shrimp principle revolves around food too. But I would be like, well, my content is awesome. My recipes are awesome. I should be bigger than I am. I should be this because my recipes are better. My recipe, like my videos are better than this person. My family is more interesting than this vlog. Why are they successful and I'm not? It's the shrimp principle. They understand what their audience wants. You understand what you're good at. And like, it's a really humbling thing. And so if you take away anything from this, please let it be one of these two things. And it doesn't matter what you want at all. Humble yourself enough to realize what your audience wants. It doesn't matter how much you hate shrimp. If other people like shrimp, then you give them some damn shrimp. And it will change. It'll change everything for you. And it is what took me from being mediocre to being very successful and being able to support my family. How else to build a following? Distribution pages. I have a lot of experience working with distribution pages. These are various examples of distribution pages. Tasty is the worst. I have nothing but bad things to say about them. They have the most predatory contract that I've ever seen in a licensing agreement, and I told them flat out that I would not work with them, and then I made it public knowledge on Facebook that I would never ever work with them until they decided to change being predators. But these other ones I actually have worked with, so not Nifty because they're jerks too. But I have worked with Viral Thread, Unilad, I've worked with Upworthy. Have I been with Lad Bible? It's hard to keep track. Some of these are owned by companies that own a lot of pages, like George Takei's page. George Takei shared something for me too, which was weird. But they're actually good to work with. What they're good at is you can say, hey, here's my native upload content, because they don't want to cross-post, they don't want to hit share, they want native uploads. What you get out of it, and what you're going to be smart about as a creator, is say, yes, you can have non-exclusive, write that down, non-exclusive rights, because if you give them exclusive rights, they're jerks and you just lost your video. You can have non-exclusive rights to use my video as long as you tag my page. So they tag their page, and you'd be amazed at how many followers you can get from that. So if you have a piece of really good content that went viral, contact somebody who works at these companies and these pages. They are always on the hunt for content because they don't actually create anything for themselves. Tasty. But they need stuff to share it, and they will be more than willing to share it, especially if you had it be successful on your page. You want the credit. That's very important. Otherwise, it does nothing. If you want a link, you might be able to negotiate that as well. But it's good for growing your page. Let me talk about share groups and viral funneling. For bloggers, this is like basic 101 stuff. This may be new to other forms of creators. This is what a share group looks like. Spreadsheets. I have so many spreadsheets. We have the different pages for each day of the week, and we literally just schedule out sharing each other's content. It's like an inner circle, incestual relationship. It works amazingly well. So you get other people who are in your niche, other vloggers, other cycling pages, other fitness people, and you all get together and you share each other's content. It works phenomenally well. So your stuff, so if I'm page D, my stuff is being shared every single day. Actually, if I'm any of these pages, my stuff is being shared every day. And every Sunday, you see me sit at the computer and drop all of my links into all of my different share groups. And then I go schedule out their content using the Facebook scheduler, because Facebook loves itself. Do not use an outside scheduler. But I stay on top of this and have all my spreadsheets. I'm in like 7 different share groups. And this is how it works. Now there's something also called viral funneling. It's a little more complicated, so let me see if I can express this concept. So we'll start with Julie's page, is in green. Julie drops a link. On Monday, Michelle's page shares Julie's post from her page, and then on Tuesday, Abby shares Julie's post from Michelle's page. So you guys see how this works? Okay, it's very complicated. And it goes on, and so that they go through and they share it from each other's pages. And there's something in the algorithm that really likes this. rather than always sharing it from the direct source of your page. Having that in there spurs something different in the algorithm. And this 16-year-old girl that runs Facebook loves it. And so you can do that. Clearly, it's a little bit complicated, and sometimes people don't get it. And that's okay, and they mess up the funnel. But that's called viral funneling. You can build a following off of ads. Running ads for your page will give you more followers and likes than running an ad for a specific piece of content. However, you need to make sure that that ad is hyper-targeted. I think that running ads is good for building a page from 0 to like 10,000. Beyond that, I think there's a lot stronger ways to build it. I personally have run ads for my page. That's how I got from 12,000 to 52,000, was like running ads and doing share groups and doing all the right things, right? But really just producing fabulous content is what gave me real growth. But it's really good to get, because there is like this psychological thing, like if you go to a page and you're like, ooh, they only have 50 likes. I'm not gonna like them. Even though that was awesome, I'm not gonna like them because nobody likes them. And then once you have 1 million likes, they're like, oh, I'm gonna go like your content. I'm like, I don't even have to do anything and people like my page. I'm very confused. They're just like, oh, I wanna be part of the in crowd. It's awesome, but you do have to work hard to get there. This is what the Facebook ad manager looks like. You can see that there's different things that you can click on to create what your campaign is for and how to target it and stuff, and you can be hyper specific. This comes back to the avatar of the person that you're looking for. You're gonna put your avatar in here. You don't have to give them a name. Actually, you do. You have to name the audience. So you can just be like, Olga, this is Olga's audience, and target that person, their age, their gender, their location, their language, their other interests, other pages that they like. You target them so hard. And it's awesome because you can be really specific. You can also invite people to like your page. This is a feature that's only available to pages that are smaller. At some point you're too big and they're like, yeah, we're not gonna help you do that anymore. And this is what it looks like. I pulled up my Farnsworth digital media page, and Jeanette Clayton, my mother, has been invited. Still hasn't liked it. Thanks, Mom. But Sydney was cool. She liked my page. I invited her, and then see, you can click invite on those. I actually don't want people to like this page necessarily, so that's cool. Thanks, Mom, for being all supportive. Yet she likes everything I post there. That's what gets me. You have those followers who like everything you post, and you invite them to like your page, and then they just never click like, and you're like, come on. That's my mom. Oh yeah. It may or may not work out for you, but you know, the 16-year-old girl that runs Facebook is difficult. Okay.
Likes and followers. Now Facebook started adding multiple
Yeah, likes and followers are two different things. People can like your page and then unfollow it, so they'll never see it in their feed again. It is more important. It's important. Okay, you can judge a health of a page by looking to see if they have more followers than likes. If you have less followers than likes, you need to really re-examine what you're doing, because that means people are like, well, I don't want them to know I unlike their page, but I don't want to see their stuff. That's not good. Sometimes, seriously, I think that just if they click follow and don't like, it's because they're confused. It's two things that mean the same thing. They want to see your content, but it's if they unfollow you, that's a bad thing, because that means they want you to think they still like you, but they don't. So here's Facebook best practices. Consistency. All right, sorry, I already clicked through. I got jumpy there. Consistency. You need to be scheduling content on your page every single day, multiple times a day. You do not miss days. You don't say, I'm going on vacation to Hawaii next week, so I'm not going to post. You schedule it out. If you do not, Facebook will punish you for a very long time. My sister did this, despite me telling her not to do it, and it took her a month to recover her page. From just not posting for a couple days while she was on vacation. And she said, I regret it so much. I should have listened to you. So here's your warning. Post. There's a Facebook scheduler. It's terrible. It's not good programming. But you use it because Facebook wants you to use it. So you do what they say because you're working with a 16-year-old girl. She does not have to make sense. And I will say that I've said this to Facebook, so it's okay. But yeah, I mean, it's like working with a 16-year-old girl, and that's just how it works. Someday I want to meet Mark Zuckerberg, because like I always picture him in like a skirt and like pigtails or something. Cheerleader! And you're like, come on, Mark, come on. We'll take more questions at the end. I'm worried that we're not going to get through. I actually have no idea what time it is. So share good content. We got a 10-minute warning, so we're going to move. Share good content. Make sure you're sharing viral content. Things that had good reach on another page will most likely have good reach on your page. Don't share content that bombed. Sometimes I still do it because people ask me to, and then I feel guilty, or they drop it in a share group, and I'm like, crap, now I have to share it. It doesn't matter to me what size your page is. If you have good content that is doing well on Facebook, not like you have a high production value, but like it's doing well, I will share that. I don't care if you have 2 likes. I will share that if it's doing well, because it will do well for me. If you have 10 million likes and you share something that's not doing well and I share it, it will do bad for me. You cannot just make this 16-year-old girl happy. What makes her happy makes her happy. What makes her mad makes her mad. So it doesn't matter what page size is, it's just a matter of sharing good content, meaning content that's doing well. Sharing viral content from other pages is always a good idea. Facebook doesn't like you to be selfish. Little ironic. But they don't want you to be selfish, they want you to share other people's content. Very few pages are able to successfully thrive by sharing only their content. Don't use clickbait. There's actual words that will get you like flagged in the algorithm watches for words like buy, click, literal clickbait. Click here. Facebook's like, no, crush it. We don't want you to ever see that. Or buy. Oh, we don't want you to ever see that. So you have to be careful, and you can just be creative about how you word that stuff. If you still want somebody to buy something, just word it differently. And if you're going to give something that's clickbait, like wait for it, I always fall for that one, always. Like you put wait for it in a video, and I'm gonna wait for it. Follow through. If I wait for it and it's not great, I'm not gonna hit that share button. But if I wait for it and it's good, I'm gonna hit that share button, and that's a really good thing. That's exactly what you wanna see people doing. And oh, don't share YouTube content. We'll have another reminder in that. Free is not good either. They also change the list every now and then, so you kind of like, if you notice that one certain word is resulting in abnormally low reach, maybe you should analyze that word and be like, hey, let's reword that and use a synonym for it. This is where a thesaurus comes in handy. I actually use a thesaurus to schedule Facebook. Okay, this is the second part I want you to take away of the 2 most important things to take away from this. Is using Facebook for diversification, because I know a lot of people who've used Facebook, just Facebook to their page, Facebook to their website, Facebook to their website, Facebook to their product sale, whatever. And it worked great until something changed in the Facebook algorithm, and then it all fell apart for them. We've seen the same thing happen on YouTube. If you put all your eggs in the YouTube basket and they change their algorithm or the way their ads work, and suddenly you're perusing the help wanted ads. That's not a good thing. So I've always been a strong believer in diversification. So I'm going to tell you how I have used Facebook to diversify my income sources and my traffic streams. Facebook accounts for 30% of my website traffic. But I can pinpoint Facebook as the source of all of my traffic. And let me show you how that works. Okay, so you want to diversify how you monetize, diversify your content and audience, diversify your traffic sources. Okay, so I have Facebook. We want to drive Facebook to my website. That's what I do. That's what I was talking about. You use links, drive it to my website. Now, that works great, but I do not want that to be the #1 source of content. So I have all these other platforms that I work with too, and these are just 4 examples because more didn't fit very well. But you can have other things, and your web that you're going to create may look different, but this is what my web looks like. My web makes me a whole lot of money. Facebook, when I have a post on there and it drives traffic to my website, that helps my SEO, my search engine traffic from Google. People don't use other search engines very much at all. But that's good for my SEO, because Google sees that traffic coming to my website, and they're like, this must be good content. Let's bump it up in the search results. Then the SEO brings traffic back to my website. So not only are people coming directly from Facebook to my website for my homemade dinner rolls, now they come from Google too. Do you see how that works? Then on my website, I make it very easy to pin stuff because Pinterest is this wonderful world that targets women ages 25 to 45 who are interested in my content. But do not underestimate Pinterest because Pinterest can drive traffic to weird stuff. My husband has stuff that he's pinned that's like the nerdiest things alive, and people pin it every day. And you're like, wow, there's a lot more people on Pinterest than they let you know. I just think guys aren't embracing how much they're on Pinterest. But so Pinterest then, it's really easy to pin stuff from my website. So somebody comes from Facebook, they pin my stuff, and then it goes out in their network, and they get to see it, and more people come back to my website, right? So it's a back and forth relationship there. Then Pinterest has all these backlinks, and it's driving more traffic, so it helps my SEO, which bumps me up in the rankings and drives people back to my website. You see what's happening here, this circle of life. Then I collect people's email addresses on my website. I email them when I have new pieces of content. They come back to my site. It's a wonderful relationship. YouTube doesn't work as well. I have a YouTube video embedded in my site. It does give me some followers on YouTube. The Facebook people don't seem to click subscribe, but it gives me views on my videos. It gives me a little bit of new subscribers there. Doesn't bring a lot back, but guess what it does do? Whoops, I went backwards. Helps my SEO. Having a video in my post makes Google view it as high quality content. Because that video is from YouTube, which they own, it also gives me better SEO. So this is the web that I've created. Your web may look different. However, this is how you really successfully monetize Facebook, is building some sort of web. Do not have it be a one-way relationship with Facebook to you. That is a recipe for disaster, and one small change can ruin you for months. If you build a web with that, and if you're capturing emails, if you're capturing leads, this will help you survive in the long run and make you a lot of money. We're almost out of time. I'm just going to keep talking until the end. If you understand the Facebook algorithm, you'll never understand it. And that's just okay. Don't fight it. I've seen people try to game the system on Facebook and then have it come back to bite you, because the Facebook algorithm is an artificial intelligence. If you're not aware of, that's how they work. And they learn behaviors. And if you try and trick it, it will learn. It's way smarter than you. And so don't try and fight it. You need to work with it. Facebook does love itself. It is a 16-year-old girl. You're never going to forget that. And when you have frustrations, you're going to be like, oh, dealing with a 16-year-old girl. And it does ebb and flow. There are times when your reach is up, and there is time when your reach is down, and that's okay. Just keep putting out content and doing the best practices and doing the right things, and it will come back up. It just ebbs and flows. We already talked about that. Reach is the ultimate metric to your success. Don't worry so much about your likes, because I've seen pages with like 30,000 likes on it have reach into the millions. So don't sell yourself short because you don't think you have enough likes. That doesn't mean that your reach can't be amazing. If your reach starts to be less than your likes, you really need to go back to the drawing board, because that's time to reevaluate things that's not working. If your reach is less than your likes, you're doing something wrong. We're not going to be able to finish the rest of the presentation, which is okay. I gave like way more information in my presentation than was necessary, and I put all the stuff that's not as useful at the end. But I hope that what you take away today is really crafting Facebook to a new audience. This is a different audience on Facebook. It's like your grandma and your mom, and it's awesome because they are like the best clickers ever. There is a lot of money to be made on Facebook, and I think a lot of creators have ignored that and are starting to come around to it. My goal this year was to make $750,000 off of Facebook. I'm not going to make it. I think I'm only going to make $650,000. Only! And sometimes that blows my mind. But I'm all disappointed in it, okay? Like it's on my shower. I have this like sign, my vision board, right? And every day I'm like kicking myself, like, you're not gonna get that goal. You're not gonna get it. I only am gonna make $650,000. Next year, my target's $1 million. I don't see any reason why that's not gonna happen. So shoot for the stars on this because there's a lot of money to be had there. And there's endless amounts of money on the table. You're never gonna be able to grab it all, but you might as well try. That's it.